brilliant, and just cut out.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and we are on part 2 of the Volkswagen Touareg V10 TDI build project, whatever you want to call it. In today's video, I will be hopefully getting it into the workshop. We'll check out the batteries and we'll get communicating with VAGCOM and maybe find out the issue with this car. Maybe get it back on the road today. Who knows? But as always guys, thank you very much for watching. If you do enjoy these videos and you haven't seen the last one where I revealed the car, please click in the top corner to go back and watch that video. And also follow me on Instagram at saving_salvage and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, just walking over to the car, and I've got a few things to clear up from the last video. So a lot of you pointed out that this front end isn't a 2003 front end, and to be fair, I hadn't done much research into this car when I bought it. I kind of just went, oh, V10, bid, and won the car, and that's just really as far as I got with it. So I had done no research before buying this car. So yes, it is a 2007/8 front end, but I was actually pretty concerned for a while because I thought, well, hang about, it is a 2003 car. The V5 is 2003. When you put the reg in, it says 2003 Touareg, but yeah, you're right, it is a 2007/8 front end. So at first I thought, yeah, someone's just facelifted it, but then I thought, hang about, what if it's like a cloned vehicle? What if it's stolen? So I went, oh, that's an easy way to find out, just go over to the chassis number and have a look. Oh, it's been covered up. So at that point I started to panic a little bit. Yeah, but luckily I managed to get the bonnet open, as I've just done here, find the chassis plate, which is just in here, look, and the easy way to tell the year of a car on a chassis from a VW group car, if I can get my fingers in there, if I can show you, if you go 8 digits from the right, which on this case is a 4, that means that this car is a 2004 car. So yeah, it's a model year 2004, which means it's supposed to be a 53 plate. So yeah, it is spot on. It is a 2003 car, or a 4 car in this case. And yeah, someone's obviously just facelifted the front end. So that one has been cleared up. Not sure why, probably just because it does look a lot better than a 2003. So yeah, one good thing I suppose, we have a facelifted front end. Now the other thing from the questions or the comments in the last video is the batteries. Now I have, as I said in the last video, never worked on a V10 Touareg or any V10 diesel for that matter, so I was actually unaware there was 2 batteries. I know with Touaregs and Porsches, etc., Q7s, that the battery is normally under the passenger seat, but in this case I saw that there was a battery in the boot and just automatically assumed there would be 1 battery, as you probably would, and yeah, I didn't bother looking under the passenger seat. So thank you for all the people that commented saying there is 2 batteries. That actually may be the problem that we have here, and that battery may be knackered. Hopefully replacing that will actually solve all my problems. So yeah, thank you for all your help on that one. We will get to the passenger seat battery. I'm assuming it's now going to be dead. So right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother moving it because we can work on the car here. I'm going to remove the bolts for the seat frame, get those moved, and we'll be able to tilt the seat either forwards or backwards, whatever gives us the most room to access the battery. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'll go to Halford to probably buy a battery and probably a voltage meter or a multimeter, because my one died last time. And yeah, we'll get this thing going. Quick update on the Golf GTI. I did order a cylinder head off eBay, but I've had a lot of problem. Basically, it didn't get delivered. I've now had to open a case with eBay. Seller's saying it has been delivered. It hasn't been delivered. So yeah, in a bit of a dispute there at the moment. So yeah, there's a bit of a delay on the Mark V GTI. Transport is in the workshop because I have a split boost hose, as you can see here. So I'm trying to fix that because I've got to go to Scotland on Wednesday, so I need that fixed. Check me out, look, my tools are actually in their actual location, and I'm pretty sure that was a M10. Look at that, all tools where they should be. Rare occurrence. Just fall back like that. There we go. Oh. Right, and just like that, I am back from Halfords. I have me a new multimeter, so gonna really easily just do a quick test on the battery. I really hope it is knackered, because otherwise we're gonna have more issues. And a knackered battery is an easy fix. There we go, boom. 1.7 volts, crap. Let's get that bad boy out.
Right, here is the battery out and in the workshop. Now, it doesn't say that it's knackered. It is got like a tint of green and black, which well, it means okay / recharge. Now, I have bought another battery. Oh, I'm out of breath. That's how you think. I have bought another battery. It is in the boot of the car. I didn't want to go to Halfords twice, so I just bought it. But I am going to try charging it first, because if it does hold charge and it is just flat, then there is no point wasting loads of money on another battery. So I'm probably going to leave that now for a few hours. Well, I should really leave it for more than a few hours, but I'll leave it as long. Blah blah blah. Right, so I had the battery on charge most of yesterday afternoon, so probably around about 9 hours, and then I left it uncharged, or I took it off charge overnight and throughout the morning, so it's probably had about 15-16 hours of it just been left alone, not on charge. So it was 12.4 volts when it was finished charging yesterday, or when I took it off charge. So ideally I didn't have it on charge for as long as I'd wanted, but anything sort of around 12 volts I think would mean the battery is okay. So I've just turned it on. Oh, 11.98. So yeah, I'm fairly confident that this battery is okay. Right, all in. Now, with both batteries at circa 12 volts, there is no reason why she shouldn't just fire straight up on her own. Well, looks good so far. Everything looks better. What have you got to do? Ah, that sounded lovely. Right, so warning lights, anything of note. We've got a light out bulb, air suspension. I'm not sure if that's just because it's not on auto level, possibly. Off-road, no, that's off-road. Oh no. Oh, I don't know. Auto level selected. Oh, brilliant, it just cut out. Brilliant, just turned off. So there's obviously other issues, not just battery, it seems. Let's see if it starts again. Awesome. So I think it might actually be battery. Maybe one of those batteries is dead. So what I'm doing here is like a cold cranking test, because I don't have a proper battery tester. So what I'm doing is I've got the multimeter on the batteries, and I'll go to start the car, and as I turn it over, what I'm looking for is for the voltage not to drop really below sort of 9 volts, and that way we can kind of test the amperage of the battery. Yeah, so this car is definitely interesting. It hasn't cut out now for about 5 or 6 minutes. I've left it running for. I've checked both batteries with the multimeter, and both, like, I watched each battery each time it cut out, and it didn't drop off. The alternators are charging both batteries. They're both at just over 14 volts. There wasn't like a spike or a dip in the battery level and then it cut out. It just cut out at 14 volts. So I don't think this is now battery related. I think it's now something else. So as I've had it running now for 5 or 6 minutes, I've had all the lights on as well, just to try and draw as much amperage from the battery. There's only one light that doesn't work. It's just a side light on the front. Every other light works. That's a good thing, I suppose. So I'm now just gonna hopefully drive it into the workshop and onto that ramp, because yeah, I'm hoping VCDS will maybe now look at it now the battery's all right. Right, I've had it running in the workshop now for about 15 minutes and it hasn't cut out, so I don't know whether it's just things have to circulate. I don't know, I don't really know at this point. But it seems to be acting okay at the moment. But before we try and hook up VAGCOM and go any further into the electrical gremlins that I seem to have, I'm going to get the car on the ramp, as you can see, get it in the air. We're going to have a good look around it and under it as well, just to make sure that this is a goer. Because if I find anything costly underneath, then this whole process of finding the electrical fault will be redundant, because it just won't be worth wasting my time doing it. So yeah, we're going to get it on the ramp and have a look, make sure the car is first roadworthy and would pass an MOT.
So as I said, I'm going to have just a quick look around it, make sure it's worth even saving in the first place. First thing to note straight away is I'm pretty sure this tyre is going to fail. You can't quite see the cords in it, but I know what testers are like. I've stubbed something in there to kind of get a cord. So yeah, it's touch and go. You might see some cords in there, so that's possibly a fail, that tyre. Brakes, although they're rusty, just need a bit of a clean up. Pads are all okay. Wheel bearing seems fine. And on the fronts, yeah, so we have a crack in the wheel here. See the crack there, look, and obviously the buckle as well. Whether that can be repaired, possibly, I'm not too sure. I mean, it's still holding pressure, so it might just be able to be repaired. But the tyres on the front of this okay, and again, brakes are slightly better condition. They look fairly new on the front, to be fair, and again, pads, yeah, about 8 or 9 mil. Suspension looks all okay, to be honest. It doesn't look too bad. And onto this wheel, same story on this side. Tyres starting to wear a little bit on the outer edge, but it's fine. That'll pass. Again, suspension looks okay. And yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Same again with the discs and pads on this one. And then the offside rear tyre's okay, so it just seems to be that one tyre on the near side rear that's looking dodgy. But again, brakes, although rusty, don't look too bad. And again, pads, yeah, about 8 or 9 mil. So looking underneath the car, I have just had a quick look and it actually looks all right. The only thing I've really noticed is this CV bootlet. But whether it's split or someone's just poorly fitted the boot, I don't know yet. I'm going to go with the latter because I can't actually see a split. I did spin it around, but it's had some money recently spent on it. Look, new ball joint, new arm there, look. So it's had some money recently spent on it, and again, all suspension looks all right. It doesn't look too bad. It definitely doesn't look 20 years old. Looks possibly like a bit of power steering fluid, a bit of a drop there. However, there is no fluid on the floor at all, and where it was running over there for 15 minutes, again, there was no fluid, so I'm pretty confident that's not actually a leak, more just a drop. This side's okay, no suspension bush being replaced on this side, but the CV boot is also fine as well. So it's looking okay. I can't see any reason underneath. Actually, looking at it, it is pretty clean. It isn't that bad. So, I mean, aside from bushes, because obviously I can't really test bushes on a 4-post front like this, yeah, everything looks okay. Going over to the rear, offside rear, yeah, I mean, suspension bushes don't look great, but CV boots are okay. Again, 20-year-old car, doesn't look too bad. No leaks from the rear diff. And again, although rusty, not looking too bad. So apart from the near side rear tyre with splits in the outer side wall, the near side front alloy with a crack and a bit buckled, and the near side front outer CV boot with the hose clip, I think is the problem here. I think it looks like it's slipped off and the grease has come out. So I'm hoping that will just be a case of probably just whip the wheel off while the crack gets repaired, take the clip off, pack some more grease in there and put it back on properly. I couldn't see any tears in the CV boot, so I think that's what it is. Now, with all those 3 things done, I think it would pass MOT. I mean, I will actually try and get it to pass with this tyre. And if it fails, obviously I've just got to put a new one on, but it doesn't hurt to give it a go. But yeah, the underneath actually looks okay. So it's definitely had some money recently spent on it, as you saw from that wishbone, or the bottom arm. So yeah, I think that gives me confidence to crack on and see what we can find with this electrical issue. Right, so now we're just on VCDS. Everything's plugged in. I've got 12 volts at both batteries, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we are going to get some response for some control modules. So I'll probably actually let's just see if we get response first. Oh, that's a good sign. That is a good sign. Oh, not responding, brilliant. I think that's mainly my laptop. I don't think that's the program. My laptop is absolute crap. But no, this is good. Yes. We've got some comms. I might as well just read engine yeah, just all power. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, that's just all battery related. Okay, cool. I'll ignore that for the moment. What we're going to do is I'm just going to do a complete test. Let's just do an auto scan, it'll be easier. It's auto detect, should be okay. Let's see if it's alright. Let's just. No, function not supported on the gateway. Okay. Let's try a different way then. Oh, Touareg. That one. Let's try that. There you go, that's better. Right, so there we go. After I've clicked the right bloody car, we have a full list. Everything's been checked. 90% of these are going to be battery faults, so I'm not even going to bother really looking at anything. I'm just going to do a clear all DTCs and then see what we get come back. So do that. Right, let's just have a look, see what we've got come back. Yeah, that's fine. Although it says mechanical failures, that's not great, but no, that should have gone actually, because I drove it into the workshop, so that should have cleared. That might be something we've got to look at. Air quality sensor. Central convenience there. So there we go, look. Quite a lot of stuff that I don't understand. Oh no. Oh, maybe not. One fault, implausible signal central locking. So actually, there's not that much. There's a few minor codes, nothing in the engine, nothing in the gearbox. So that's quite reassuring actually. So there we go. Yeah, there's only two or three codes really on the Touareg, and they're not even that bad. I think I've still got a problem because the batteries haven't fully resolved the dash and everything, but it might not be ECU related. It might actually be okay. But reassuringly, this video has actually been quite a good one. I didn't think it would be. It gives me hope that this Touareg is actually savable. The underneath isn't actually too bad. It's obviously got evidence of having new parts fitted. There is a few things we've got to do underneath, but they're not major. The bushes look okay, but I can't really test them. So once it goes through MOT, the shaker plates will be able to obviously test those properly. But everything else looks okay. Yeah, so the list is getting smaller and smaller for things we need to do for this car. Obviously the cutting out may still be an issue. However, once the car was up to temperature and running, it stopped doing it. So whether it is still battery related, I don't know. I do actually need to get a proper battery tester, because I can't really test a battery properly with a multimeter. I mean, I did those cold cranking, and to be fair, when the car was cranking, it didn't dip below 9 volts, either of them. So they might be okay, but I do need to get a tester just to fully make sure. But no, this has been a reassuring video. The Touareg is in good hands. It is, I think, absolutely savable. So that is all I've got time for in today's video, guys. I have now got literally an 8-hour drive to shoot off to Scotland in the next half an hour. So I'm going to take my laptops with me and edit this video tonight, so it will be with you tomorrow night. Obviously, you're already watching it. But yeah, the Touareg will live on, and I will be doing a video on it next time, taking it for MOT, and hopefully if she passes, happy days. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.